Hello, I'm Dr. Rhoberta Shaler, the Relationship Help Doctor. And I just want to talk to you for a moment about the fact that hijackals, those difficult, those relentlessly difficult, toxic people in your life, will do their best to ruin your holidays. And I know they will, because that's what hijackals do. They need to be the center of attention. And whether that is calling attention to themselves or simply making it so that you can't enjoy yourself, that will be a win for them. You know that. They always have to win in one way or the other. And when they're not winning, then everything is your fault. And everything's always your fault anyway. So it's a horrible conundrum for the holidays. And I just want to say a few things that you can do that can help yourself with that. First of all, don't expect it to be different. It's going to be that way. That's what hijackals do. But you can be different. You can be the person who turns into Teflon. Don't let it do anything more than slide off you. Smile and be unaffected. Smile and not let the nastiness land on you. Smile and take no responsibility for what it is they're blaming on you. And you might quietly just say aloud, "No, that's not the way I see it. I see it this way." Just let that land. Just let that lie there. No matter what they do, it doesn't matter. You have made a strong statement that can allow them to know where you stand. They may not like it. It doesn't matter. You are affirming and confirming that you have power in your life. You know what's true for yourself. You know the way it is from your perspective, and you're allowed to say that because you deserve to take up space and draw breath. You deserve to say what you think, feel, need, and want at any moment. Whether or not they're listening, whether or not they believe you, whether or not they argue with you, you still have that right. Now, what if you're going home to a hijackal parent? Oh, I know that one. I had one. In fact, I had two. So I know what a minefield it is. I know that it was always going to be contentious. I knew that they always had to draw attention to themselves. My mother was an overt hijackal. That means she was just straight out nasty and rude. My father was a covert hijackal. That meant that he was going to play the victim. He was going to lie underneath things and say how ill he was or how disappointed he was, and everything was going to be my fault or my children's fault. I understand these things. What I learned, and what I hope that you will learn, was it's not about you. They're going to do that whether you're there or not. They simply have that mindset. They simply have that deep need to be right, that need to win, that need to call attention to themselves. It has nothing to do with you except your presence triggers it. And the sooner that you understand that, the sooner you can find some peace. Yeah, it's not what we want. Yes, it is a loss. We'd like to have a nurturing, loving family to go home to. But if you were raised by hijackals, that's just not there. And if you have to see them in the holidays, or even if you want to see them in the holidays, don't expect them to be different. They will be the same, but you will be different because you won't have the expectation, and you won't really care whether they accept you or they don't accept you because you know they're not going to. And therefore, you will just smile and know that you chose to be there. And if it gets too tough, set your boundaries. If you need to, walk away, leave, find that you have a pressing need to be somewhere else. If you go to gatherings where there are hijackals, be sure to notice the red flags. If they're one-upping you, if they are leading you into situations where they can tell you that you're wrong, simply sidestep that and say, "No, that's not the way I see it," and move on. Maybe you have a pressing need to go to the restroom at that very moment. I don't know what it is, but you can find a way to move away, and that's what you need to do. Protect your children too. If they're going to be around hijackals, make sure that you are vigilant, that you are noticing what they're listening to, what they're experiencing, what they're seeing. And if you don't want them to see that, remove them. It's very important. And you may not feel like it's very polite. You may feel like you just have to endure it because it's family, but you don't. You can keep yourself safe. You can do that by simply removing yourself when you cannot make a difference in the situation. I'm sorry it's like that. I know how awful it was. It was awful like that for me too. But I know what I had to do, and I feel good that I removed myself and my children when things got tough or nasty or just plain wrong. And you can too. And I hope you will. I hope you feel empowered to do that. You'll feel strong. You don't have to make a big deal. You don't have to make an upset. You don't have to do anything except quietly say, I'm leaving now. I wish you well, and do that. And I too wish you well. I hope you have a wonderful holiday and you keep these in mind. Take good care.